All right, guys. So I'm here with Jay, who is a very successful student in the group. Jay, how many sales are you like? What's your revenue right now, currently, monthly or daily or weekly?
So we're doing about 200 orders right now per day, um, and about 4.5K to 5K per day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's already consistently for like a week, right? You're doing about that much, or is
Yeah.
it?
I started about, I guess, 10 days ago. I was testing ads and then saw that it really worked. So I just started scaling them. Um, yeah,
That's incredible.
it's been
So
good.
are you maintaining good profits as well? Are you at about 20-30% profit margins on that? For example, let's say 5-6K a day.
I'm actually, because I have a unique product, I'm not actually drop shipping it. I went straight to the manufacturer and we bulk ordered. And so doing that, the ROI is like, I want to say like 9 times right now. So it's really great profits.
9x ROI on your
Yeah,
ad spend. Wow. So
yeah.
that's very profitable. That's impressive. So in terms of you went to Alibaba, I'm guessing, is that where you found your product to
Um,
get it made in bulk, or you hit up the supplier in AliExpress?
no, not Alibaba actually. For me, it was through a family member in Vietnam. And so I kind of skipped China and I went to Vietnam instead. Just because of the situation right now, coronavirus, people are kind of like, there's this weird stigma about Chinese products and things coming from China. So I decided that, hey, maybe that's the best avenue right now. And actually got a great response from customers, like people commenting on our Facebook ads, people emailing us and say, hey, no, our product's from Vietnam, manufactured there, and we ship it out over here in California. And it's great response so far.
Oh, that's great. And it's a decent shipping times? Is it like, under 20 days shipping?
Yeah, it's we do FedEx Air, so they get it here in like a week, so it's pretty good. Yeah,
Good combination.
yeah.
And this is the first product you tested, or did you test a couple products before?
Uh, I tested a few products before joining Ecommerce in, I want to say, November. Um, I went through AliExpress, I went through Alibaba, Amazon, just bought a bunch of different products and tested them. None of them really worked out for me, and I didn't know what I was missing. For me, it was I knew they were winning products before because I've seen other people sell them. I've seen um, it going on, but I didn't know what I was missing. And that's kind of what I took away, like, as a key through ecom mastery. Like, all right, I need to position it this way. I need to do it this way. Basically, just make it stand out more and make it so that there's a huge wow factor for people. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the Facebook advertising strategies? Did you stick entirely to it? Did you, set up your sandbox the way I teach you, or were you more like kind of reckless, saying like, okay, I want to scale as fast as possible. I'm just going to test all these lookalikes. I'm going to set up retargeting as quickly as possible. What was more of your Facebook ad strategy?
I'm a bit reckless. It was more so I didn't actually go through every video before I started. For me, I was like, all right, I need to take action, but it's fine if it's imperfect action, and I can just do adjustments as I go along. And so I just started the Facebook ads right away, and then I went through some of your videos, and it's like, oh, okay, I can do that, and then I can use that interest too. And so I just made little tweaks here and there, and that's what really helped because like I already started, and it actually starting just pushed me to go in there and make those adjustments and make it work.
Oh, that's great. And you used, like, for example, some tactics on the lookalikes and tactics on the retargeting. And are you planning on building a brand out of, this current successful store that you're running right now?
Um, yeah, it is it is a brand now, and that is actually, it seems to be like what grabs people's attention to is like, oh, it's a whole brand, and they're more drawn to it rather than a generic product.
Yeah.
Um, as with Facebook lookalikes, what I found worked really well was just seeing if I could get um, a good amount of people off my friends list, or just regular people just like my page and then target those as lookalikes. Um, I don't know why that works better for some reason. I guess for me, I think it's like Facebook recognizes, or the ads recognize, like, all right, those are actual real people, because some people make fake accounts and they just add random people. So, and then those people who get targeted that way, they don't respond because they're just fake accounts. But if you're doing a lookalike of real people, then I've seen that get some pretty good results.
How many page likes did you need before you started your lookalikes on it? And were
Uh,
page likes one of your most profitable lookalikes? Your page like lookalikes?
so I have a few pages actually, and a couple are from past clients.
Mhm.
One is a yoga instructor, and they have over 1,000 followers over there. So that was actually my most successful lookalike, just people doing yoga, even though my niche is completely different from that. For whatever reason, that worked the best. Like I started up ads, and that got 20 sales, whereas all the other like random interests, they got like 1 or 2 sales. Um,
So that's being creative. I like that. And now are you depending, like for example, this week's sales, are most of your sales coming from your lookalikes, or did you somehow start maintaining profitable interest campaigns as well?
um, I started maintaining profitable interest campaigns, but still the lookalikes give the best bang for buck, especially retargeting people who already purchased or people who just visit the website. I've seen that just generates the most sales. Um, the interests are still great though.
Mhm. Are your lookalikes based off your video views? Are they profitable as well? Or your page view or your view content?
So I don't actually, I went a different route. I didn't actually do any videos. They're all images.
Uh,
Um, yeah, and I found one image just worked the best, and I kind of see if I could duplicate it and made other images that way. But so I have like one winning ad image, and that's it throughout like all my ad sets. I keep testing other ones. They're not really working. I don't know why. Um, I'm just gonna keep testing that way. Um, every week, 80-20 rule, right? Just remove 80%, throw in more. Um, yeah. So, but then the lookalikes are mostly through the Facebook page.
yeah.
Um, People who like my ad, I just get them to like my page and then retarget lookalike through there. Um, and yeah, that's been working.
That's an interesting tactic. Have you tried carousels as well? Maybe perhaps, maybe even story ads. Are you depending on your photo ad on feed posts entirely, or are you throwing in that photo ad also on Instagram stories, let's say?
It's that same photo ad just spread everywhere. Um,
It's
and
like
I let the algorithm sort it out. Just for it determined like, all right, Instagram works best, Instagram stories, and that's like 90% of our traffic now.
90% coming from
Yeah,
Instagram. Because I know photo ads, like I don't depend on them, but the best results I've seen come from photo ads on Instagram stories. Uh, because you could kind of be creative, you can make it vertical, you can make a carousel. So instead of like a carousel on feed posts, where it's like kind of one aesthetic, you got to click like the little arrow pointing, and there's
yeah,
like headlines and stuff. With carousels on Instagram stories, it's like you're watching my story, right? You
mhm,
just click next, you click next,
right.
and that worked really well for me. And that's something you can experiment with as well. Like for example, with your carousel, you have 3 carousels. You have that main winning ad photo, on the first carousel, and then on the second carousel, it's like an accompaniment, like it supports that first photo and tells more about the product, and you could just test with that as well. That's what I've seen good success with.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
That's interesting. And have you started like email marketing? Have you started building an Instagram following? Are you planning on doing that, or?
Uh, I haven't planned on Instagram at all. It's been mostly the Facebook page, which gets a crap load of engagements. Um, I've been thinking about Instagram. It's something down the line. Email marketing, I've sent maybe one email. It was yesterday. I just told them, hey, we're out of stock, and we're sorry, we're waiting to fill your order. And like it's just it was a good email. Like sorry, we're delayed kind of thing, and we got pretty good responses from that.
That's great. So are there any more tips you can give students before we go? Is there any, you know, maybe like barriers for someone who's just starting out in e-commerce? They could have, just their first time selling physical products online. they want to get up to the point where they're doing consistent cash flow every day, consistent income, consistent profit. Is there any big, like, is there any secret? Is there anything that like you had to get through, or is it just being consistent and, you know, sticking with the program and learning as much as possible and implementing as many things as possible and just completing tasks? Which one of them?
I'd say just take action, is because a lot of people, they go through the course or any course, right? And they overthink it, and they keep going backwards and say, oh, maybe I missed something, or maybe, and they just kind of put it off the whole time. I'd say just take action, even though it's not perfect. You have something, and you can always, as long as you launch, you're out there, and you can always make tweaks to improve it. And that's what worked for me, because I used to be someone who just thought on forever and never like went with it. But as soon as I decided, okay, I'm gonna get this out there and I'm gonna just go with it, and then I'll have to go back in and definitely make tweaks. I'm not expecting to profit right away. I just need to make sure that it works. And as soon as I knew that it worked, like that's sky's the limit after that.
Yeah. Continuously improve everything after that. I like it being practical. Like, I might have to show this interview to like my brother or something who's very theoretical, you know, like always thinking about things. But I have another friend who, you know, smoked weed all of high school, like a pretty dumb kid, I'd say, you know, and just like starts a dropshipping store and just does like $40,000 in sales a month because he's so practical. And clearly, like, my brother is a lot, you know, I think he's a lot smarter, and he wasn't taking action. He wasn't actually going out there and testing as many products as possible. He wasn't out there, you know, hustling on just like building a website and stuff. So that's very important for people, because at the end of the day, all we're doing is we want to spend like $1 in ads and see, you know, $3 back, spend like $100 in a day, see $300 back, because then that equals to like $50 to $100 in profit, right? And, you know, there's a good chance anyone just starting out, they choose a good product, they stick to the strategies, they could spend like $1,000 on like a case, you know, and get like, or is to start off, like spend $100 on a case and get like $400 in sales back. That's basically all it is in its essence. But of course, you got to like all aspects continuously improve in your knowledge, and that's how you continue scaling. You get introduced to YouTube ads, then you get introduced to Snapchat ads, you get introduced to influencers, and like you said, the sky's the limit. So thank you a lot for hopping on and telling us your story. I hope it can motivate people. I hope people can, you know, basically learn something from the tactical side. I know we talked a lot about lookalikes, and maybe, you know, I haven't tried page like lookalikes in like, I don't know how long. I don't remember the last time I did that. So even I myself might test that for some of my most profitable products and see if that could be like a new separate profitable campaign. So that's very interesting.
Oh, could I add on to the thing? I just want to say, like, because I know a lot of people overthink it, and just adding on to what I said earlier, just because you can, my mindset is you can try and you can fail like 1,000 times, but as long as you succeed once, you're good, right? So like, as long as you keep pushing forward and you succeed that one time, you're good. So that's why a lot of people give up before then. And so as long as you don't give up, you keep going, you're great.
Yeah, like I can't imagine becoming an entrepreneur, like, you know, trying to make sales online and then going back to just having a job. I hope anyone watching doesn't even think about that, because that's like, you know, a defeat in life. You just got to keep trying. You got to stay consistent. It's going to take off eventually. You know, you're getting better at the skill. You're learning more about Facebook ads. You're testing a different product, which, you know, people will purchase. Eventually, it's just going to happen. Eventually, you know, all the pieces will come in place. For some people, it's right away. You know, there's some students that their first product they test, it's a winner. That's personally what happened to me. Like the first product I ever ran, it did like a ton in sales, like thousands in sales. And I just was a horrible marketer. I didn't, you know, watch any courses and stuff like that. I was just duplicating. And I ended up, you know, even I made profit some days, altogether, I ended up not seeing profit. But then, you know, that's all I needed, right? And then obviously I was already in the right direction. And some people, it might take them 4 or 5 products to see a winner, which is unfortunate, but it's like a numbers game. There's not much they can do. And I hope they stay consistent. So yeah, thanks a lot for hopping on. We'll stay in touch on Skype. Hopefully I see you on the group calls. Hopefully we see you posting bigger numbers in the Facebook group, even bigger and bigger numbers, which I'm sure that will happen pretty soon, Q4 coming up. As long as, you know, you have a consistent brand running during those times, you're definitely going to see you're definitely going to go past your revenue ceiling, the most you've ever seen in sales. That's the case usually for most people. So yeah, we'll stay in touch. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Max.
Of course. Talk soon. Bye.